Hey guys, this is a review for 6th grade on chapter 3. This is a review on rational numbers. We're going to take a quick look at chapter 3, just a quick snapshot. I'm not covering everything in this chapter, but a lot of the things that's in this chapter. If we take a look at the first question or the direction that we see up here is indicate whether the situation can be represented by a negative or a positive number. So you got 4 situations. The first one is Sherry lost 100 points. 2, the peak of a mountain is 2,000 feet above sea level. 3, Young paid $25 for a parking ticket. And then 4, a puppy gained 3 pounds. So Sherry lost 100 points. So losing, that's the key word here, losing is going to indicate a negative number. So it's negative 100. The peak of a mountain is 2,000 feet above sea level. Key word here is above. That's positive. So this is going to be positive 2,000. Or just 2,000. Number 3, Young paid $25 for a parking ticket. So if he paid, that means he's losing that money. So it's going to be negative $25. 4, a puppy gained 3 pounds. The key word here is gained. So gained is positive. So it's positive 3. Or you could just say 3. Underneath here, I guess technically would be 5. I didn't order it correctly, but anyway, so we've got the low weekday temperatures for a city that are shown below in this chart. We've got -5, -3, 2, -7, and 3. Okay. So number 5, so I guess I did number it correctly. It says order the temperatures from lowest to highest. So if we were to order this from lowest to highest, you got 2 different ways that you can order that. You can use a number line that goes from left to right. This is a horizontal number line. Very similar to this. You can put maybe 0 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. -7 goes right here. 1, 2, 3 goes here. So we've got -7. We've got 3. We've got 2. 1, 2, 3. And this is -3. And this is -5. So you've got all 5 temperatures here. And you could basically just go from least to greatest. So from least to greatest, you're going to start with -7, -5, -3, 2, and 3. Now, I didn't put 0 in there mainly because it's not part of our daily weekday temperature, low temperature. So it's just it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And if you follow that order, it'd be Thursday was the coldest. The second coldest was Monday. The next coldest was Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday was the warmest. 3 degrees is not warm, but warmer in comparison. So that's one way you could do it. You could also do a vertical number line. A vertical number line would probably be a little bit, might make a little bit more sense because typically temperatures are found on a thermometer, and typically those numbers run up and down. So if we had, let's say we had 0 here. So you've got 1, 2, 3. So you got 3 and 2 here. 1, 2, 3. -3 is right here. -5 is right here. And then -7 is here. So you can tell that the lowest temperature is -7, -5, -3, 2, and 3. So it follows the same order as this. So it goes from the lowest to the highest temperature. So it goes in that direction. Okay, moving on. Number 6. It says for the following numbers, choose yes or no to indicate whether the number is between -1 and -2. My recommendation would be you can create a number line if you'd like. You're going from between -1 and -2, so you don't really need a big number line. Really, you could probably just put, let's say, 0 here, 1, 2, 3, let's say -1 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's say -2 here. So you've got, basically, you got -1 1/4, -1 1/2, -1 3/4, and then -2. We're not really worried about anything else. We're just worried about between here and here. Are any of these numbers between those two integers? Well, take a look at this one. -4/5. -4/5 is going to be to the right of -1. It's not quite -1 yet. It's close. Okay, so it's somewhere around in here, so this is definitely no. 1 2/3. Well, 1 2/3 is positive. It's over here somewhere on the number line. So that's going to be a hard no on that one. -1.3. Well, -1.3 is close to -1.5. Right? It's somewhere in this area. Somewhere here. Okay, so let's say right there is probably where -1.3 is located. So that's going to be a yes. -1 1/4. Well, that's right here. That's definitely going to be a yes. And -2 1/10. So it's going to be a little bit further. It's going to be this way. It's going to be on the left of -2. So it's not between -2 and -1. So that's going to be a no. So out of those 5 numbers, those 5 rational numbers, only 2 are between -1 and -2. Okay, moving on. Number 7, absolute value. It's kind of difficult to read this because I did the best I could, and I apologize. This is absolute value -4, absolute value of +2, absolute value of -12, and absolute value of +8. And the direction here says write the values in order from least to greatest. Well, it says values, the absolute values. So the absolute value of -4 is just 4. It's 4 units away from 0. On the left, but it's 4 units away. The absolute value of +2 is just 2. The absolute value of -12 is just 12, because it's 12 units away from 0. And the absolute value of +8 is 8. Remember, absolute value is just distance. It's distance from 0. And distance from 0 is neither negative nor positive. The reason we say it's negative because it goes to the left of 0. So we think that in terms of negative. Anything to the right is to be considered positive. But distance is still distance. And the one that has the greatest distance is 12. So 12 is going to be the one that has more value, more absolute value. The next one that has more absolute value is going to be 8, the absolute value of 8. The next will be -4, and then last will be 2. So again, we're not comparing which one's the smallest, which one's the greater. If we were just talking about numbers in general, obviously 8 would be the biggest. The second biggest would be 2. The third biggest would be -4, and the smallest would be -12. But we're not comparing numbers here, we're comparing the value. What is the absolute value? What is the distance from 0? And in that situation, the absolute value of 2 is always going to be less than the absolute value of 4, -4, absolute value of 8, absolute value of -12. So this is the greatest, this is the smallest, or the least. Okay, number 8. Points, point A is 3, 8, and point B is -4, 8. They're located on the coordinate plane down below. Graph the pair of points, then find the distance between them. So if we were to graph 3, 8, remember 3, each ordered pair here is always going to be x is first and y is second. That's always going to be the case. And x goes in this direction. It goes left and right, and then y is going to go up and down. So this is going to go up and down. Okay? I probably should use a different sheet of paper between it because the marker I'm using it does leak through a little bit. Okay. So if we're looking for 3, 8, that's positive 3. So positive 3, because everything to the right of the origin is positive. Everything up on the y-axis is also positive, like above sea level. And everything below the origin is going to be negative on the y-axis. Everything to the left of x, of the origin on x here, is also going to be negative as well. So you got going positive on the y, positive on the x, going negative on the y, or negative on the x. So if you look at 3, 8, 3, 8, they're both positive. So it's going to be in this location, in the first quadrant. Okay? Just FYI, this is the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. Okay? So 3, 8, so we look for 3 first. We do the x first. So 1, 2, 3. So we found 3, and then we go to 8. 8 is positive, so we're going to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is point A, and we're good. Now, B, negative 4, 8. Negative 4 is on the x. Now, negative 4 is negative, so we're going to go in this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're at negative 4 here. Now, we have to go to 8. 8 is positive, so again, we're going to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to label that B. Now we need to find the distance between A and B. So normally I don't put the ordered pairs here because it's a bit redundant, but I'm going to do that just for now, just to kind of stress the importance of what I'm trying to explain here in terms of review and finding distance on the coordinate plane. So normally I wouldn't do this, but it might be good to see this kind of in a different way. So we're talking about distance between those 2 points. Remember, distance is absolute. It's absolute value. So if we're going from here to here, right? If we're going from here to here, we're talking about distance from B to the y-axis is 4, right? Because you had to go negative 4, 8. So we're looking at that negative 4. This is 4 units away. If you look at 3, 8, it's 3A is 3 units away from the y-axis. So if this is 4 units away, and this is 3 units away, well, combined, that would be 7 units. 7 units would be your answer. That would be the distance between those 2 points. Now, again, I put the ordered pairs to show you, we're not really looking at the 8. The 8 is your y-coordinate, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's on the 8, right, in terms of your y. So both your y-coordinates are the same. So we're not really looking at that. We're not really looking at that. I'm not saying it's not important. It's just not important for distance here. We're just really looking at negative 4 and positive 3. And if you think in terms of the number line, right, if this were a number line, you had negative 4 here, right, and you got positive 3 here, well, that distance is 7, right? So just another way of looking at that. When you look at what's not the same or what's dissimilar, then you're just looking at the distance between negative 4 and 3, kind of like on the number line. Hopefully that makes sense. And then we got one more problem. Kind of a funny one, I guess. Kind of run out of the example. I didn't like the one that was presented to me, so I picked something else. All right, so you got a map below is the town of Freelandville. I wonder if Freelandville actually exists. That'd be pretty cool to go visit. It says find the distance in blocks between each point of interest. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6 different points of interest. Okay, and we're just going to do a straight distance. Okay, we're not going to be talking about you have to go from, let's say, the fire station to town hall. We're not going to do that. we're just going to find the distance between points of interest that are within a straight shot of each other. Okay, just for purposes of review. So you've got this mountain, this kind of this big hill right down below on the southwest corner of Freelandville. You've got a power plant on the other side of this big river, or creek, I guess you'd say. You got a little church here, school, fire station, general store, and town hall. All right. So if you look at the ordered pairs, and you can just count. Obviously, we could just count from town hall to general store. We could count these blocks and be done with it, right? So that's pretty simple. I'm just going to take a little bit of a different approach, kind of in the same line of thought that I did with the previous example. I'm going to use ordered pairs to kind of explain this. So school is at 1, 1. Okay, it's at 1, 1. The fire station is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is at 9, 1. Again, the y coordinate's the same. You're just going from 1 to 9. Well, if you go from 1 to 9, then that distance is 8 blocks. Right? So the distance between the school and the fire station is 8 blocks. If you look at the general store, well, this is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is at 1, 12. Here in this situation, the x coordinate is the same. So we're not worried about the x coordinate. We're going to look at the y coordinate here. The y coordinate is between 1 and 12. Well, the difference between 1 and 12 is 11. So there's 11 blocks in between. So this is 11 blocks between those two points of interest. If we go from the general store down to town hall, well, town hall is located at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's negative 5 because we're in this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is at negative 5, 12. And if we're talking about the distance between town hall and the general store, we're not concerned, in this situation, we're not concerned with what they have in common. They have the y value. That y value is the same number. So again, we're not really concerned about that number. We're going to look between negative 5 and 1. So if you think of the number line, what is the distance between negative 5 and 1? Well, you know the distance, the absolute value of negative 5 is 5. The absolute value of 1 is 1. So 5 plus 1 is 6. So this is 6 blocks between each other. If you go from the town hall down to the church is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 5, 2. Now, negative 5 is both the same x coordinate, so we're not focused on that. But we're focused with the y coordinate where it's different. The distance between 2 and 12 is 10 blocks. That's the difference. So this is 10 blocks from each other. And then last but not least, we've got the power plant over here. The power plant is located at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Negative 12, 1, 2. So this is at negative 12, 2. And if we compare that with the church, well, the y coordinate is the same, so we're not focused on that 2 there. We're focused really between the negative 12 and the negative 5. If you think of the number line, the distance between negative 5 and negative 12 is just 7 units away. So, or 7 blocks. So this is 7 blocks away from each other, between the power plant and the church. Okay? And that's pretty much it. I don't think I'm missing, hopefully I didn't miss anything here on this one. So that's just the basics of chapter 3. There is a little bit more. I just didn't get into everything just because I didn't want this review to be too long. It's already been almost 20 minutes, just this video alone. And hopefully this provides a good review for you so that you're able to take the quiz with confidence and do well. God bless, guys. Have a great, wonderful day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.